Okay, I'm Sherman D. Manning, and this is another one of our podcasts. If you will look at my Facebook site today, you will see perhaps 4 or 5 new photos. It is now 5 o'clock p.m. in Los Angeles, California, and I am leaving Loyola Marymount University. I just left there, where I met with some students and was not able to get any audio of our talk there. We were dealing with voices of justice, as well as we were dealing with criminal justice, which is one of my favorite subjects. This is the first university which I've been invited to since I have been home. And I hope that those of you who are listening across California and across the world, wherever you are at this point, will invite me to speak at your university, at your college, and I will come and share with you the experiential expertise which I've been afforded with the opportunity to gather and learn because of the vicious and wrongful conviction which I have had to endure and which I'm still fighting. Excuse me, as I've indicated to you, I don't want to start off a broadcast with an apology, but the bottom line is this is going to be extremely unprofessional until I get it all down pat. But we hope that we will interest you enough that you will ignore the background noises, etc., and realize that I am part of the silent voices of America's 2.7 million prisoners, which are locked behind prison walls right now. Today I met Associate Dean Judy Scanlon. She is a professor. I also met a preeminent criminal justice expert and a man who is called the guru, of the restorative justice or restorative justice movement, Professor Scott Wood. I met him today also, and it was a pleasure to meet him. I was able to give Professor Scanlon a copy of my new book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice, and she was very excited about receiving it, said that she's going to read it and then give it to her daughter who's taking criminal justice, and perhaps she can share it with their class. I also met Professor Doris Baisley, and I think that's it for the professors that I met today. And it was, I'll tell you, just a magnificent opportunity to share our experiences and to talk about what it is that we have gone through. And I met a young man who was an actor by the name of Kyle Martins, who is a fourth-year student at LMU and wants to get together and perhaps do some dramatic readings of some of my books and to explore the opportunity to use drama to marry that with social justice and see what it is that we can accomplish soon. So I'm going to be going to church with him next Sunday, and I will also be meeting with him one day very soon to hammer out the details of some kind of program that we can put together. I encourage you, if you're listening to me at this moment, to pick up your cell phone and call someone. Tell them to tune in to Sherman D. Manning. Tell them to take a look at Gangbangers for God online, to also look at the National Association for Public Safety, which is our parent organization. Look at the National Association for Public Safety by going to www.napsusa.org. That is N as in needle, A as in apple, P as in Paul, S as in Sherman, USA.org. as an organization. I encourage you to get my new book, my newest book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson. If you're watching the FX series, The People versus Simpson, you need this book. If you are a college professor teaching governmental studies or criminal justice, or college student, you need this book. If you are a pastor dealing with social programs and trying to do gang interdiction and gang intervention work, you need this book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. It is available in local bookstores. It is also on Amazon.com. And any college student who would like this book but cannot afford to buy it, we'll be glad to give you a free e-copy of the book, but you must be actively engaged and enrolled in college in order to receive this offer. One of the crazy things I've noticed about this presidential race is that to date, not a single person on the Republican side, including Ben Carson, has even uttered the words criminal justice. It is as if they could care less about criminal justice in this country. In the 80s, we went on a jail building spree. This country built up an $81 billion penological system, but we built no roads, we built no bridges, we built no highways, we built no schools, we built no colleges, we built no libraries. And back in the 80s, it cost $35,000 per year to send a man to Yale, yet it costed $50,000 per year to send a man to jail. If my son graduates from high school tomorrow and asks the state for a full scholarship to college, the state will say we do not have the funding. If my son graduates from high school tomorrow and commits a crime, the state will invent the money to lock him away in prison. They will create money. They will print new money to put people in prisons. And we must do something about it. If a person commits a serious violent crime and that person is guilty of what is being alleged, they should go to prison. Period. But even then, once they get there, they should still be treated with some modicum of humanity. They still should be treated as civilized human beings. Because the bottom line is, when we allow people to go to prison and be abused psychologically, physically, sexually, emotionally, what they do is they become tougher, meaner, sicker, and slicker. And when they get out of prison, they reoffend and return quicker. Now, you might not care about them returning quicker, but if it is your family member that they rape, if it is your family member that they kill, and if it's your family member that they injure, then you will care. So we need to be concerned about what goes on behind these walls. And I just left there. It is as if I just got out of hell, and God allowed me to live to tell this story. I have watched countless times media story after media story where they get it wrong, where they listen to a couple of officials who work in corrections and they take their word as if it is gospel, and they report misinformation and disinformation on a routine basis. I've heard many stories about cell phones in prisons, knives in prisons, and all kinds of contraband which are found in prisons. And then Sherman D. Manning